Aloha e kako! Welcome back to the Nea Papakahana Online Professional Development for our 6th grade curriculum. Let's go from Mauka to Makai. In this video, we'll be covering Unit 2, Number Operations. Here are the Common Core standards that will be covered in this unit. Please feel free to pause this video if you would like to read them more thoroughly. If you have a copy of our curriculum, you'll be able to find all of these standards at the very beginning of the unit. Just like in Unit 1, the standards here are all from the Common Core domain of the number system. Unlike Unit 1, which is mostly about ways to represent rational numbers, the standards in Unit 2 mainly focus on adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing positive and negative fractions and decimals. In order to use these number operations effectively, we also need to be able to use common factors and common multiples. The Unit 2 activity that we'll be reviewing for this video is the Module 5 Operations with Decimals activity. In this activity, we'll be using decimals to talk about how the weather can vary a lot from one ahupua'a to another. Below are tables describing the rainfall in 3 neighboring ahupua'a. On the top of the table, we've recorded the length of time at which rain was falling. On the bottom of the table, we have the amount of rain that has fallen. The first part of this activity asks us which ahupua'a had the most rainfall. Well, that would be ahupua'a number 2, which experienced 4 inches of rain. Part 2 asks us to calculate the total rain time and then rank each ahupua'a from least to greatest rain time. Feel free to pause the video and complete this part of the activity. Okay, so here are the answers to Part 2. We just have to line up the decimals and then add each place value vertically. Then we can see that the ahupua'a with the least rain time is ahupua'a 3 with 1.5 hours of rain, then ahupua'a 1 with 2.67 hours of rain, and finally ahupua'a 2 with the greatest rain time of 15.15 hours. For Part 3 of this activity, we'll be calculating something called the rain intensity. This is basically a way to tell us whether it is raining lightly or raining heavily. To calculate rain intensity, we need to divide the rain amount by the rain time. So go ahead and pause the video to do this part. Okay, so here are the results that we get when we divide the rain amounts by the rain times. Part 4 asks us to take a look back at the numbers in Part 3 and try to make sense of those numbers. So let's take a look at the 3 answers and think about what those numbers represent in real life. Please pause the video and think about which ahupua'a has the lightest rain and which one has the heaviest. As we can see, although ahupua'a 2 has both the highest rain amount and the highest rain time, it actually has the lowest rain intensity. Also, it turns out that ahupua'a 3, which has the shortest rain time, has the highest rain intensity. So ahupua'a 2 was raining very lightly, but it was doing it all day. And ahupua'a 3 rained heavily, but only for a short time. Part 5 allows the students to show their understanding in a creative way. Here, we ask students to draw 3 pictures of it raining outside, one for each ahupua'a. We want the students to visualize the mathematics here, so they need to make sure that their drawings match the discussion in the previous part. Feel free to pause the video to make 3 quick sketches on your own. So here are our drawings. As you can see, ahupua'a 2 has the lightest rainfall, and ahupua'a 3 has the heaviest. Ahupua'a 1 is somewhere in between. As always, we encourage you to modify the curriculum to better fit the needs of your classroom or your teaching style. For example, your students can make predictions on which ahupua'a experienced the heaviest rain before doing the calculations in Part 3. Then they can have a discussion comparing their predictions with the results. They should also have a discussion about why ahupua'a 2 experienced the lightest rainfall despite receiving the most rain. Students can also have a discussion about why some ahupua'a experienced more rain than others. Many of the students may already know that the windward side of your island is often a lot wetter than the leeward side. Why is that? You can challenge your students to make even more complex predictions. For example, after they've calculated the rain intensity, you can ask them something like, if Ahupua'a 3 keeps raining like this for 15 hours without stopping, how many total inches of rain do you think will fall? Even if your students are not yet ready to formally solve these proportionality problems, you can still use this activity to motivate this kind of thinking. This will help prepare them for future units on proportionality, ratios, and rates. Finally, you can even turn this activity into a real science project during a wet season. The students can build rain gauges and put their gauges outside for a certain duration to calculate the rain intensity. Alternatively, students can even find leaky water fountains around the school and estimate the rate at which water is being wasted. Well, that's it for Unit 2. See you again in the next video for Unit 3. Ahui ho!